Hello and welcome back to another recap of the Skopje Open. The second round is starting in 10 minutes, so I need to rush a little bit because the hotel is not so much near. As you see from the yesterday game, I lost from very silly mistake, and I hope I'm not gonna make today. I'm gonna stay calm in the winning moments, so watch out for the post-game analysis, and see you later. Hello and welcome back to another recap from today. We got a win, so that's really good. We are striking back all power, of course. Okay, so the game was really short. It was really instructive for the Scandinavian players how to not play Scandinavian, and definitely the model game for white pieces, how to crush Scandinavian in 20 moves if black tries to experiment something. So let's go and let's look at the moves. I played e4. Usually I'm playing d4, but in this game I decided to play e4 just because my opponent is strictly playing Scandinavian and sometimes he played French. d5, of course, take, and now he plays this very modern variation, which is fine, but the way he played is not good. So d4, and after knight takes d5, there is also the move bishop g4, where I would definitely play it again, the move knight f3, but there is also some line where black could be fine after f3, bishop h5, g4, bishop g6, and this can be considered solid for black, but white is still better, slightly. So knight takes d5, knight f3, and there is the option of g6. My opponent played bishop g4, pinning the knight, and now I went for modern approach where I'm harassing this knight, even though I'm giving up this square on d5. Apparently the move knight to d5 will be a blunder. Why? Because there is a strong move queen to b3. The whole point is we are targeting the pawn on b7, targeting the knight. So move such a queen c8 doesn't exist because knight is hanging. c6 doesn't exist because of queen takes b7. So there is option of bishop c8 protecting, and there is option bishop takes f3. And bishop takes f3 we could recapture, but queen b7 is just very strong. And now in this situation, after knight e3, queen takes f3, knight c2, king d1, knight takes a1, and after queen takes a8, we are just having decent advantage. There is also, sorry. There is bishop b5 actually. This immediately gives losing position for black. The reason why, it's because after c6 we just take, and now after queen blocks we just take the rook, then we come back, collect the queen, and this knight will never get out. We're gonna collect the knight, we're gonna be simple piece up. If they play knight to d7, which also looks very natural, bishop takes. If queen takes, rook in the corner falls down. So king has to take, and there is very good move queen d5. In this move order, if they go king c8, there is queen takes a8, and if king e8, there is just simply queen c6, and we are just transposing into the same stuff where we simply win the rook back. So this is not good for black at all. I was not expecting 95. He's a solid player, as you see. He's 1900. Even though he's old, he played this move very quickly, of course. That's the best move. Bishop c4. Now we are setting up the tactic with bishop takes f7 and knight g5 with this cover attack on the bishop. So of course e6 is the move that is must played here to also open up this bishop and also stop my tactic of bishop takes f7. I just developed my knight, and what is the plan here? I don't want a castle. So I want to kick this bishop away. If bishop takes, queen takes, simply, even though I don't have anything like tactically or something in the short term, we are just much better. Bishop pair, space advantage, center, and everything is fine for us. Bishop h5 looks very logical, and now very good move queen e2. By the way, this is still prep. Somehow my opponent literally managed to enter my whole prep, and I even didn't finish my prep. We ended the game. He blundered something, and that was over. Here if he plays something like knight to c6, I would play g4, or I will play bishop to e3. But he was so scared about some d5 that he managed to castle. And that's why I played the move queen e2. Very good waiting move, opening the way for longside castles in the next couple of moves, but also waiting for g4, bishop g6, and h4. If I played earlier g4, like in this moment, the whole point is after h4 there is h5 and the rook is on h8, so it means the h5 will be very strong defensive move. Here it's also strong to defend the king side, but it's much different when the king stays on g8, then stays on e8, and maybe being able to go in the long side castles. I took on h5, maybe looks bad because you are kind of getting into the pin, but the whole point is you just want to open up the king side. You don't really care, do you gonna lose the pawns or you're gonna pin yourself. Bishop g5. Also, maybe if you think, what about g5, that will just close my attacking chances, close g line, h line is closed already, and this bishop will be so strong. So that's why I need to take. Bishop takes back and bishop g5. And now my opponent played a good move, knight c6. I managed to castle, and now I was expecting from him to take on f3, queen takes, and to get here this pawn, which looks very logical. And now after queen takes g5, check, I'm gonna play the move rook d2. So my idea is to play queen h3 in the next move and go for checkmate. He can't play f6 to run away because of bishop takes e6. If he tries some g6, that literally doesn't do anything. Queen h3 is on the way and I'm gonna do the same job. So the only hope for black is after queen h3 to play queen h6, trade of the queens, but this endgame is still lost because just to open lines, so it's not naive how to defend the rook attacks. And also I'm not anything down. After that I'm gonna grab the pawn back and his knights are too much passive, restricted. I got a center, rook is not in the game, and once this rook come here together with this rook, that will be very strong attack anyway. This was the best for my opponent. Apparently he didn't find it. And after bishop g5, knight c6 castles, he played bishop f6, which actually allows me to protect more this bishop on g5. I simply played a move knight e4, protecting this and targeting this bishop. So of course I would like to take this bishop, such a great defender, over the g7 and all the dark squares around the king. And yeah, this is actually very bad for black already. We just need to convert and we don't want to blunder, of course. If you follow the last video where I was playing with black pieces and I was having again very good position, and I cannot say winning, but much better position, which is definitely easy to convert, I made a tactical blunder and my position collapsed. Here I was just trying to be careful to not blunder something, so I saw this pin very annoying. There is no this kind of moves, knight takes d4, because of course I'm not gonna take back with knight, I'm gonna always take back with rook, and the point is this bishop can't capture because I'm maintaining the pin. And if they capture here, no one is actually attacking the knight on d4. So my opponent played queen e7, I step away with a pin. And after that I'm planning to play something like rook g1, capture on f6 and queen h6, which definitely goes in checkmate. Or I can play rook g1, queen f4 and put more pressure here, like white is simply dominating the board. There is no need to push d5, there is no need to help your opponent get with some space. Only if tactically works, but no needs to do that. Like you can completely focus with rook g1, rook g3, rook g1, just stacking your rooks on g-line and just finish your opponent on the king side. No need to play in the center. My opponent played rook e8. The reason why he didn't play the, I think, immediately move e5, it's because I can simply play d5, and after knight d4 I can just take, pawn takes, and after knight takes f6 there is the queen hanging after all, and also I grab the piece, so it's not easy for them how to handle the situation. Yeah, so this is much better for white. Also we're gonna play rook g1 and focus on g-line and mating threats. So that's why my opponent played rook from f to e8, trying to protect the queen, but even in this moment is not good for them. I played rook g1 intending to take on f6 and play queen g5 or queen h6, which actually happened. e5, I just take here. There is no any kind of intermezzo because rook g7 is on the way, and that would be just over. Already is over, but Black is desperately trying to find some defense. Queen g5 or queen h6. What do you think? What is better? You can pause the video and try to see which move is better. Queen g5 is just immediate resignation, like happened in the game. They can't do anything. If bishop g6, due to this pin, queen takes g6, still threatening checkmate, that's over. If knight takes knight, checkmate on g7. If knight g4, queen takes simply this bishop on h5. If bishop g4, knight takes f6, pawn takes f6, or queen takes f6, and then just simply takes this bishop on g4, which guarantee the piece, and also still we're having checkmate attacks. G6, knight takes f6 check. This is really important to remember, because if I play queen h6, this is still winning, I think, definitely. There is g6 move. And now the problem is, if my queen is on g5, then I would be able to have this move, knight f6, without any single problem. But here, there is option just of something like rook takes f6, bishop takes f6, queen takes f6 check, and now almost wherever they go, it's still over because they cannot take me. There is a pin, and after king h8, I think I can still, but this is just complications. Maybe I can also just take here. Of course, trading the queens can switch them all the time. Sorry for this slow motion of the queen. So queen h6, and now the only move is knight h7. Maybe I can play knight g5. After f5, I have knight f6 definitely. And yeah, this is again over, absolutely, but queen g5 is just resignation on the spot, and that secures me win. I finished the game in less than an hour and a half, and you know, I didn't even spend so much time here. I was proud that my preparation went really well, even though the opponent is 1900 and tricky, definitely tricky opponent. We can see that from Scandinavian opening choice. So yeah, the game was easy. You can see how to play and handle Scandinavians with knight f6 at the beginning of the game. And yeah, that's it. So tomorrow is the third round, and I'm gonna take some rest now. Definitely looking forward to have more interesting games and to show you here. Follow these recaps, turn off notification button if you want to receive it after I upload it, and that's it. See you tomorrow.